Hello everyone. As many of you asked for it, I finally brought this series today. So without wasting any time, let's begin. He slammed his mug onto the table with a sharp clack. His voice dropped, carrying a dangerous edge. By the way, aren't you afraid of me? Isla shook her head. Her smile was bright, almost painfully innocent. No, you don't shout at me, you don't hit me, and you gave me such delicious food. She looked at him softly. So I think you must be a kind and caring person. Bill's chest tightened. Her words struck deeper than any accusation ever could. His heart ached. What kind of life had she lived to be so thankful for something so small? He finished the rest of his mug in one long gulp and set it down heavily on the table. Those bastards, he thought bitterly. Even as guilt tugged at him, he hardened his resolve. I do feel sorry for her, but it's impossible for me to raise a child. I need to decide what to do with her by next week at the latest. Still, where could I even send her? At last, he spoke aloud. You can stay here until I decide where you'll go next. Isla's heart sank. So it's happening again, she thought. Where will I be sent this time? The next morning, as Bill stepped out of his room, Isla greeted him with a bright smile. Did you sleep well, Uncle Bill? He paused, glanced at her, and gave a curt nod. Yes, good morning. Turning away, he began preparing breakfast. Isla quickly hurried to his side. Should I move these plates to the table? Bill gave a short nod, and she carefully carried them over. When they finally sat down, Isla clasped her hands together. Thank you for the food, Uncle Bill. Bill slid a plate piled high with meat and vegetables toward her. Isla's eyes widened. Then, with a playful grin, she said, I'll eat like a cow. Bill chuckled softly, despite himself. Meanwhile, inside the Grand Herd Art Mansion, the servants gathered around a long table during their break, gossip filling the air. Have you heard? A young maid whispered excitedly. Bill Remmer is taking care of a little girl. What? Mr. Remmer? With a girl? Several voices exclaimed at once. An older maid scoffed. Ridiculous. I'd sooner believe he was raising an elephant or a lion. I swear it's true, the first maid insisted. A girl, I'm certain. A male butler frowned. How strange. Bill Remmer has lived alone ever since his wife passed away. He doesn't even have children of his own. Another servant leaned in. There must be a reason. But if the rumors are true, this is serious. How is that gruff man supposed to raise a young girl? A blonde maid giggled softly. Well, you never know. He might surprise us. After all, he has a gift for nurturing flowers. He's the best groundskeeper we have. Even the Duchess praises him. Maybe he'll raise the girl as beautifully as his roses. A middle-aged maid shot her a sharp look. Flowers and children are nothing alike. You're speaking lightly because you won't be the one responsible. The older maid clapped her hands together. That's enough. It's just gossip. Back to work. Just then, a young footman glanced out the window and froze. Wait, it's not just a rumor. Look over there. The entire group rushed to the window. Really? Where? Oh my goodness. Gasps filled the room. Outside, they saw Isla, her tiny figure trailing behind Bill, clutching a potted plant in her small hands. Bill pushed a cart piled high with tools, walking ahead as Isla hurried to keep up with her short steps. There really is a girl, one maid whispered. And she's so small, with golden hair. How old do you think she is? Look at her, running after Mr. Remmer like that. How could a child that young end up in his care? And so, the tragic story of the orphan Isla Lulin spread like wildfire among the servants. Later, while running an errand inside the mansion, Isla shyly approached two servant women and held out a bouquet. Here are the flowers. Thank you. One of the women smiled. The blonde maid beside her bent down kindly. You're Isla, aren't you? Isla nodded. The blonde maid gently patted her head and placed a small bag into her hands. Here, cookies. Take them. Isla's eyes went wide. That's right. Enjoy them. With a cheerful smile, Isla bowed deeply. Wow, thank you very much. Goodbye, miss. As she skipped away, the two maids exchanged quiet looks. She'll end up in an orphanage, won't she? How sad. The blonde maid sighed softly. Well, it's hard to say. It all depends on what Mr. Remmer decides. Whenever asked about the child, Bill Remmer always gave the same answer. I'm still thinking about it. She can't stay here forever, so I need time to decide. But as spring turned into summer, the sight of Isla following behind him and helping with his work became a familiar one. The employees of the House of Smith, who often watched the two together, eventually came to the same conclusion. Bill Remmer, the finest groundskeeper in all of Arvis, had a gift for raising flowers, not children. One afternoon, an elderly servant woman came to Bill's quarters carrying a basket. Bill, resting in his chair, frowned at the sight. What's that? She placed the basket on the table. Cookies and cakes. The mistress held a tea party yesterday. Bill shook his head. I hate sweet things. The old woman glared at him. They aren't for you. They're for Isla. Caught off guard, started. Bill turned his face away. Everyone's using her as an excuse to come and go as they please, he muttered. One person brings clothes, another brings books, others bring stationery. People who never came here before suddenly find reasons to visit. Sometimes they come just to see her. It's a real headache. The old woman sat beside him, completely unbothered. That's because Isla is a darling, she said warmly. She's polite, well-mannered, and sweet. You can't help but care about her. She runs around the gardens like a little squirrel. It's been a long time since we've had a child living on this estate, since the Duke's childhood. She suddenly paused, eyes widening. Wait a minute, Mr. Remmer. What is that child doing? Bill followed her gaze. Isla was climbing a tall tree, moving from branch to branch with remarkable ease. The old woman cried out in alarm. She's climbing a tree. Look at her. Bill smirked. Whoever taught her how to climb did an excellent job. The woman turned sharply to him. Are you saying you taught her? Startled, Bill straightened in his chair. Good heavens, you scared me. I'm raising her just fine. Is there a problem? Of course there is, she snapped. She's a girl. You should be raising her like a delicate houseplant. You don't mean to turn that pretty child into a tomboy, do you? From the tree, Isla waved cheerfully. Uncle Bill, Chef Mona, how have you been? The old woman nearly groaned. Oh dear, how dreadful. Bill threw his arms up in frustration. Enough already. As long as she's healthy, that's all that matters. But the old woman wasn't finished. She leaned closer, her tone firm. Have you made a decision yet? Bill blinked. A decision about what? About Isla, of course. It's nearly summer. You still haven't decided where to send her. For a moment, silence filled the room. Finally, Bill spoke, his voice heavy. I'll find a place for her to stay within a week. Yet, even as he said it, his mind wrestled with the truth. Is there really no choice but to send her to an orphanage? Can a place like that truly care for her properly? From inside the house, Bill called out, don't go too far, Isla. And here we'll stay. Let me know how you felt about this, and should we continue it or not, it completely depends on you. If yes, then comment part 2. I'll bring that right away, and also don't forget to subscribe. Please, I'll need you guys.